It's good to see you guys. Proud of the fight with the team. I thought that it was a big step for us. One of the things we show the team pretty consistently here these last couple weeks, we got it's a huge mountain. And there's stairs on the mountain that goes all the way up. And I showed it to them 2 weeks ago, and man, we want to get to the top of this thing. The step that we're on ain't even on the thing. You can't even see it. We're way down there, And when you think about it, I want to get to the top, and you're way down there, it can be so disheartening and so discouraging. The thing is to focus on just the step that's right in front of you and the things that it takes to take that step, and day by day and series by series and play by play and that. And so I feel like we've been able to do that. And that's blocking out whatever is on the outside and just focusing on the stuff that needs to be focused on the inside. All things that are hard to do when people are carrying around phones and all the stuff that's the opposite of that. I thought we were able to do that. The step today was, man, we won a game. There's all the pressure of trying to win games. Everybody understands the situation here. And so you win a game, there's a chance of exhaling, and it's like, well, you really can't do that because we got another game coming up. And it's a really good opponent, and we got to put in effort and work to do it and all that. And I thought the guys were able to do that. I thought we started the game with that type of mindset and effort, and, it's good to see. I thought that, the first half and middle part of the game, just so many mistakes. I mean, I wish that was not the case. We need to really be past that. But the ability to fight through it and to not accept it and to battle and to get off the field when we needed to, and those long drives offensively, just so cool to see. The fight of the team and the belief in each other is really cool, and I think it's inspiring to me to see it, and I think it bodes well for the future. I think we've got some things to build on, after this step that we took. Take any questions you guys got.
Dave, that was y'all's most rushing yards in a game since Texas Southern in 21. You talked about it a few games ago about just the importance of getting that running game going. What would you attribute just kind of this, resurgence to?
I think, anytime that you grow in something and you're really working to get better in something, I think more times than not, it's going to look ugly early on. And I wish the timing of it was such that we'd be further along by the time we had our first game. Because I know in looking at it, you're going, what is going on? They go quick, and it's a run for 1 yard or 0 yards, and then we do it again, and it's 0 yards, and everyone's looking around, like, is this it, right? And then I think the narrative builds with that, and then that thing becomes a whole thing that you have to battle against. And so I think it always, when you're learning stuff and you're starting out stuff, it's going to look gross, But to stay at it, and again, to keep the outside on the outside, and to focus on the details, and to really kind of focus on weaknesses, right? And to look yourself in the mirror. I thought, there's guys like Ryan Langell comes to mind. I think there's Omar comes to mind. Guys that have really taken ownership and just like, dude, I'm tired of all this stuff, man. And I think it starts with that. I think the running game, I think, is also aided by the fact that our running backs are just looking for contact, looking to be the first to contact. And I think all the ugliness has got us to a point to where now it's a weapon. And so it's cool to see, I think I wish we started off, earlier with this. I'm glad we're here now.
Coach, here in the back, in the first half of the season with those losses, you talked about frustration, but you talked about maintaining that belief. Mm-hmm. Now you've won 2 in a row. What does it mean that belief is starting to pay off on the field with wins?
I think that the team has sacrificed so much, and I think they're just so tired. I know our fan base is tired of it too, the losing and just not performing well. And, the team is that way too. And so to have frustrations and to get them out with good play and with victories, I think you recycle that energy. You know, that energy kind of boomerangs and comes back, and then it propels you up. Whereas before, I think when you're not winning, you know, it evaporates, and then you've got to find ways to kind of fill up guys with juice and energy for the next, next game or the next opportunity. And so right now we're just tripling and doubling our money, you know. And so that's a good thing. I think winning does that. I think there's guys that maybe thought they could, that know they can now. There's a team that maybe was hoping to do something that knows they can do something. So that's a big difference.
Coach, where does that game rank for Matt Jones in terms of good games you've seen him play, and when he's playing with the emotion that he seemingly was, how contagious is that for the rest of the defense?
Yeah, there is a game with Matt. I think Matt this season has really played well. I'm really proud of Matt. I'm proud of him. There was a game, the BYU game. I think that first half was pretty awful. I probably shouldn't be bringing this up when we're talking good about Matt, but I think that was the motivator, though. And it's funny how this stuff has to happen sometimes. I think I probably need to do a better job so that we don't get to those things, with him. But I think that game was an awakening for him. And really since then, that first half, I think, he just really struggled, and I allowed it to happen and all that. He's just been just a different dude. And I think, again, the play that he's making, and when during the walkthroughs and stuff, I stand behind them when we're going through the walkthroughs, and he is on it. He's at a whole other level. So there's been guys that have coached before for me that have been at that level, and that's where Matt's at right now. So that's cool to see.
Coach, you've had some games where you said you needed the run to set up the pass, but how much of a step is it to just stick with the run and be able to use that to be successful?
Yeah, the offensive line is really confident. I think they enjoy finishing dudes, and they were able to do that. They were able to put guys in the ground today pretty consistently. I think our receivers were able to get from outside to inside on the core and connect with dudes and finish them too. When we watch this film, there's going to be a bunch of Baylor dudes running other guys back and putting them on the ground. And we want to have a body count with all that. We want that to go up. I think the more that is, the better it is for us in the run game. I think, when you start with like, man, we're going to out-physical you, we're going to out-hit you, we're going to out-effort you, right? The details kind of come in second after that. And I think our mindset is the out-effort, out-hit, and out-physical. And it's good to see.
Coach, a huge game for Dawson. Just seeing your offense progress. Last week, Josh went off. Now to have Dawson have the game that he had. What is this offense capable of?
Yeah, I think you're seeing it. I think the big plays is for sure there, but then the tempo and the run game. And so just the skill that's out there, whether it's Trig or Ashton, both of those guys had some pretty big catches, and Hal for sure. Right, and then then you got Monterey still out there, and so when all those guys are out there, right, and you have to, as defenders, you have to put numbers to that, and once you do that, it lessens the numbers in the box. So the run game is explosive. It's not just a 4-yard gain like we saw with Dawson. It can be much more than that, and so I think they fully recognize that now. I think they see that that's just one move away, that's one arm tackle away. Our blockers know that. That's one extra effort away, right? That's one correct ID away from something breaking. And all that's contagious when it's that way. We're in that space right now.
Sawyer mentioned how good it was for you guys to win a close game. Just in your eyes, how big is it to win a game like this that was competitive for all 60 minutes, being able to close it out?
Yeah, I think it's big. It's a big thing. I think for the confidence of our players, it's big. I think, the belief is a funny thing, man. You can have belief. It's going to be tested, and the faith you have in the call, the work you've put in, the players that are to your right or left. It's when there's works to see, and there's works that have occurred, and there's production that's been, and there's kind of a history of all of it. It just adds so much to the confidence of, man, we got this, here we go. And you can flip the switch to attack mode when it's that way. And so I think this win was able to do that. We're in a somewhat of a similar situation on the road at Colorado a couple weeks ago, and I look back at that and just the team that we were there and the maturity of our team and just the gelling of our team, and we're just a completely different team now. And I think that was evident.
Dave, they had only given up 4 sacks first 7 games. What was the difference for you guys? Because 3 sacks, and then there were probably 3 or 4 other times where y'all hurried him.
He does the when I look at their offense, they've got obviously great running back, and they've got a great skill receiver. Similar to like Ashton, Monterey, they put them and they mismatch and things. They got us with Matt once or twice, and so they look for those matchups. And quarterback is, the time to throw is something that we look at a fair amount. And there's a couple people in this league, the Iowa State quarterback, the BYU quarterback. That time to throw is under 2 seconds. It is out, right? And when it's like that, they know what coverage you're in. They know what you're playing. They know where they're reading. It's not a full side read. It's like, I got you. I'm working this guy right here. I know what you're in. He's going to do this. I'm going to throw it like that. And our quarterback we played today is similar. It's just like that too. But we were able to disguise some. I thought I credit Powledge and the work he's done. Kevin Curtis too. I think there's still a lot more to improve on. It's very frustrating to think about and look at times. But I thought that we wanted to go in and disguise him, and we wanted to really try to make it where he has to hold on to the ball. A lot of the pressures were that. And so I think, we're going to have to grow in that area here for this next week in the contest there.
You got Sawyer making like back shoulder throws. You got Ashton like mossing a dude, and Dawson running through how many tackles. How much fun was this? And do you feel like you guys are like cool enough to hang out with now?
I don't know. I've never been called cool, and so it's probably part of the problem. I'm just enjoying it. I was talking earlier. I mean, Freddie Freeman was up with 2 outs, and the bases loaded, and hit a walked-off grand slam, and it was just so cool to see. And we get a win on homecoming. Max Holloway's fighting tonight, so we're hoping for Max. If him get a victory, if all those things happen, I feel like someone's got to wake me up, from the days that it's been. And so I think there's been a lot of hard work and a lot of frustration and a lot of, you can't do it and you're not going to be able to do it and all those things. And so when the guys are having fun with that, it's like that stuff's getting out. And it's cool just to see their personalities and that they feel free to do that. So we'll take it.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, thank you, guys.
Matt, just how much fun of a homecoming win was that?
It was fun, very fun, I mean, it's homecoming. That's what you expect. You expect to win. I mean, all the alumni, the whole fan base, everyone came back to town, came back home, and that's what they want. That's what you got to do, and it felt good. It was nice. It keeps you going. It's just all competition, and I got a lot of respect for him, but we came out on top, and that's how we're supposed to do it.
How'd you scoop it out like down the goal line, punch it out down there? Because obviously that was a huge play.
Yeah, no, I just went in to make the tackle, and I know Coach Aranda had a big emphasis on us getting the ball out this week, and I tried practicing my best of just punching the ball out during practice all weekend. I saw he was wrapped up by his legs and going down, and I know that's when they're most vulnerable with the ball, so I just went in with the tackle and just threw my arm in there, and I didn't know it came out until Steve or whoever picked it up ran into me.
Matt, you're now top 10 all-time Baylor tackles for loss players. I guess what does that mean to you? And you know, kind of your career here, it's been pretty long, but what does it mean to kind of go down in the record books here?
Yeah, no, it's I'm blessed, man. You know, all glory to God. You know, I couldn't have done this without Him. He's gotten me here. You know, I've been through a lot of stuff, and I've just kept my faith on Him and prayed. And you know, we went out there and did it. You know, my grandpa, he never got to make it to a game, and then this past May he passed away, and I brought his ashes with me to this game because I know he always wanted to make a game, so he brought his ashes with me. So you know, just one of those things. You know, the Spirit, God, my papa, you know, everyone is just. It's a big blessing. It's an honor. I couldn't be more blessed.
And then Treven, I guess when you see Matt doing what he's doing and he's playing with energy and all that, what does that do for the defense overall?
It's very important, you know. Jonesy is a huge part of our defense and our team. One of the leaders, you know. Since I came here, I've respected him, and when our best players play their best, we play good ball.
Guys in the back, this one's for both of y'all. Coach, and y'all have been talking about all season long to maintain that belief. Well, now you've won 2 in a row. It feels like that belief is paying off. What does that do for the locker room?
Yeah, it definitely puts a huge confidence boost in our hearts and our minds around the whole team. You know, I know if we would have lost last game, lost this game, it would have been, you know, probably downhill, and that's just how it is for every team. But the fact that we're staying on top, we're competing, we come out to practice every day, and you could feel the intensity, you could feel everyone's desire to win. You know, it's been at an all-time high since we've been losing, and I don't think this team wants to see another loss, especially after last year and then the past losses we have lost that we should have not lost. I think we don't want that to happen no more.
You know, just to reiterate what Matt said, practices have been intense, and the pressure, we definitely feel the pressure, you know, for our team to perform. And I think that, you know, winning leads to more winning, and I say for myself, and I think it carries over to the team, is just trying to go 1-0 every week and moving forward.
Treven, I think they only had given up only 4 sacks all year, first 7 games. What did y'all do to? I don't know if you changed anything up or just, you know, emphasize that more, but y'all got 3 sacks today and really pressured him all day.
Yeah, we simplified a lot of things. You know, Coach Aranda helped us out with that. Early on, we had so many plays and checks, and the emphasis has been to play fast. So, you know, having a limited call sheet and you know, less plays we had to get in and out of, I think that helped. And, you know, just grinding, pounding the rock, you know, because at the end of the day, everything is, you know, we got to make the plays that come to us.
2 questions. Matt, what's Papa's name?
Lynn Crow.
Okay. Treven, Coach Aranda said earlier this year, we have to be cool enough to hang out with. You know, we have to go out. We have to, like, prove it to our fans. You think with what y'all have done the last couple of weeks and, you know, the way y'all have played, that, you know, you guys have proven that?
You know, it's having I would say because we've been winning, you know, it feels good. And to reiterate what Matt said again, nobody in the locker room wants to see another loss. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're all just people and humans trying to make our way and, you know, strive for greatness.
So Dawson, Big 12 tweeted it out, and there's a picture of you at midfield with like 3 or 4 guys hanging on your back, and you end up scoring on that play. Take us through that. How did that happen?
Man, I just trusted my O-line. I hit the hole. I mean, the person who deserves the credit, I would say, is Sydney. He kind of like dragged me through there. He kind of did all the hard stuff for me. He just playing for me. Just play for each other, and that's how we end up winning.
Sawyer, what does it mean to you when you see Dawson running as hard as he is? Because he was running pretty hard, made some really good cuts and everything. How does that help you as a passer?
It makes all the difference in the world. I think one, I think he sparked the entire game with his on the 99-yard drive, and everybody just feeds off that. It's not just like for me opening up the passing game. I mean, like linemen see that, so they block harder. I see it. Ashton, Hal, Josh, all those guys see it, and then on top of that, the defense sees it too. And if he can play that hard, that means everybody can play that hard. And so, I mean, a lot of credit goes to Dawson, man. I think he sparked the whole thing. So proud of him. Yeah.
Whose touchdown run was better?
Nah,
His,
to go with
for
his.
For sure. I would have got tackled. I would have got tackled if I had 3 guys on my back like he did.
Sawyer, you're obviously seen as more of a pocket passer kind of quarterback, been that way since high school it seems, but this is 2 or 3 touchdown runs of 40-plus yards this year. Do you feel like you've been doubted as a runner, and how does it feel to help the team with your legs?
I think it helps the team just because, like, when something breaks down, I try my hardest just to, like, make a play, make something out of nothing. It honestly bit me on that one, the pick I threw, just trying to do too much. But then I don't think, like I was just in high school, like I just threw it every play. And so I think that's why I never really had to run. And so the pocket passer, like, tall kid kind of, like, came about that. But then now that I'm put in situations where I can run, I'm just kind of, like, doing what I've always done.
Sawyer in the back. In the first half of the season, Coach always talked about how frustrated the team is, even though y'all have such intense and great practices. Now you've won 2 in a row. Does it feel like things are starting to click and now momentum's on your side?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. I mean, just like I hate thinking about those losses early on, just because, like, those should have been wins. And we could have laid down at that point in the season. I think honestly, that's kind of what we did last year. But this year, you saw, like, starting last week with Tech, we just came in there, played really well, and then this week it was honestly really good to win a close game, because it's something, like, hasn't happened in a while, haven't felt that in a while, and so I'm just so proud of everybody, because, like, it's a gradual thing, like you have to learn how to win, and so, like I said, I'm just so proud of everybody. Team is starting to gel. But, we're not done yet.
Sorry, what happened when you had to leave the game there for a little bit?
I should have checked the protection because I didn't. The guy smoked me, and he just knocked the wind out of me. Like, I was completely fine. My head was fine. Shoulder, everything was fine. I lost my breath and needed some time to kind of just lay there, to be honest. Sounds soft, but, like, that's what it was.
Dawson, you mentioned the O-line giving an assist to them. How did that switch flip? When did things change for them, and how much better are they now than where they were at the beginning of the year?
I mean, I feel like it was after the Iowa State game. We just really didn't want to go through what we did last year. Kind of embarrassing, walking around on campus. People are saying stuff about us, and we kind of want to make a change about it. And we want to change, like, this program too. And we got a bunch of people that are locked in. We got Sawyer. I think everybody on the team loves playing for him. They just want to, and it just leads us to success.
And then Sawyer, how much fun is it to play with someone like Ashton? He made a really good. And what was your view of that touchdown catch he made kind of over someone?
It's really, honestly, like, people don't realize this. It's hard to see, like, after you throw it, like, what goes on. And so, like, a lot of times after I throw it, I'll, like, jump around or, like, backpedal really far just so I can, like, see what happens. I got a pretty good view at that one, though. I got to see it. It was just an incredible. I mean, one-on-one, like, I threw it up. Like, like, that's nothing. Like, I didn't do anything special on that play. That was all Ashton. Same thing goes for Hal, Monterey, all those guys. And then Josh Cameron has just been torching the Big 12. Comes into the day, has one catch, and it's the biggest catch of the game on that third down. And he's, like, the most unselfish, just happy for everybody. And, that's why we're winning these games, is because cheering on other success. And then when your number gets called, you make a play like that. And so, I mean, my job is pretty easy, throwing to those guys and then handing it off to him. So, yeah.
Dawson, that final touchdown drive, y'all get the ball with about 4 minutes, 50 seconds left, and really need kind of a 4-minute drive to either score or run the clock out. You probably know you're going to get the ball quite a bit. Just what was the mentality going into that drive, knowing you have a chance to put it away?
I just feel like it was just run through somebody's face. That was kind of the mentality we needed to go out there with. I mean, our O-line, we knew what was up. Like, we were talking to each other, like, this game is, like, on us right here. We can put them away right here. Our coaches were all fired up, and we just went out there. My O-line executed great.
So you're the first Baylor quarterback with 3 passing touchdowns and a 40-yard rushing touchdown in a game since RG3. How cool did it feel to have a performance like that in a homecoming win?
I mean, it's pretty cool hearing you say that. No, man, I'm just so happy we won, honestly. I don't know, you get in a mode where you kind of block out everything else that goes on, like the stats, the numbers, and you just, like, try to win. And, so I'm just so happy we won, tried to do whatever I could to win. And like I said, with his question, I had a lot of help, so.